And to begin with the latest, a magnitude 8.8 earthquake struck off Russia's far eastern Kamchatka Peninsula on Wednesday morning, damaging buildings and generating a tsunami of up to 4 meters that prompted warnings and evacuations stretching across the Pacific Ocean. Several people were injured in the remote Russian region after a tsunami with a height of 3 to 4 meters was recorded in parts of Kamchatka. Well, this was the region's strongest earthquake since the year 1952. Meanwhile, local administration has urged people to move away from the shoreline. The U.S. Geological Survey said the earthquake was shallow at a depth of 19.3 kilometers and was centered 119 kilometers east-southeast of Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky. It revised the magnitude up from 8 earlier and reported a strong aftershock of magnitude 6.9 soon after. While much of Japan's eastern seaboard was ordered to evacuate, it was devastated by a powerful earthquake and tsunami in the year 2011. Japan's weather agency upgraded its warning, saying it expected tsunami waves of up to 3 meters to reach large areas of its coast. Workers evacuated the stricken Fukushima nuclear plant, where a meltdown following the 2011 tsunami caused a radioactive disaster. Only small waves were recorded, and Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshimasa Hayashi said there were no injuries or damage reported so far and no irregularities at any nuclear plants. Sirens have also been sounded in Honolulu after officials in Hawaii ordered an immediate evacuation of large parts of the island. Officials in Hawaii and California are warning the public to stay away from beaches and low-lying areas. Hawaii is currently under a tsunami warning, with officials warning of destructive waves. U.S. President Donald Trump also advised people there in Alaska about the U.S. Pacific coast to stay safe in the wake of tsunami. The Consulate General of India in San Francisco is monitoring the potential tsunami threat following the recent 8.7 magnitude earthquake off Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula. Indian nationals in California, other U.S. West Coast states and Hawaii are advised to take the following steps, which includes follow local alerts, which means carefully monitor alerts from U.S. authorities, including local emergency management and the U.S. tsunami warning centers. It further says move to higher ground if tsunami alert is issued, and further avoid coastal areas and prepare for emergency and keep devices charged. Well, emergency helpline numbers are +1 415 483 6629 or reach through email on inquiry.sf@mea.gov.in. Indonesia's geophysics agency has also issued a warning that tsunami waves of less than 0.5 meter could hit some parts of Indonesia on Wednesday afternoon. The tsunami could reach some coastal cities and towns in the Papua region, North Maluku province and Gorontalo province. The Philippine Seismology Agency has also advised people to stay away from beaches in coastal areas facing the Pacific Ocean on Wednesday, as these regions are expected to experience tsunami waves of less than 1 meter in height. And Shubhendu Ghosh joins us for more. Good morning, Shubhendu. Fill us in with the latest on tsunami alerts across Japan and the US after the deadly earthquake that shook Russia in the early hours of Wednesday today.
Good morning, Deepika. That's right. Wednesday morning, a report of an 8.8 Richter scale earthquake struck the Kamchatka Peninsula. This is in eastern Russia that has led to severe tsunami warning across the Pacific region. In the Americas in particular, the Pacific coast, Alaska and the Pacific regions of Hawaii were where large-scale evacuations are taking place, and a tsunami alert has been issued. There were tsunami waves that were reported in the region of eastern Russia. Immediately about 10 to 13 feet of waves were reported in Russia, where the initial damage has also been reported. Besides Japan, the Hokkaido province in the north of Japan. But as the morning progressed across the Pacific coast of Japan, evacuation and alert for tsunami has been issued. The Fukushima nuclear plant that has been shut in the context of the 2011 tsunami damage was also evacuated. There were maintenance staff who were present at the nuclear plant. Similar warnings have also been issued across different parts of Latin America and also Southeast Asia. We mentioned Philippines and China and Indonesia. Tsunami warning of different degrees have been mentioned, Deepika. Also Peru has alerted citizens, especially in the coastal regions, to be on a high alert at the moment.
And also, do we have any update on relief and rescue operation there in Russia? Russian eastern coast is where the earthquake struck, and from where the tsunami warnings have emerged, Deepika. We're learning about a coastal town of Severodvinsk. It's a coastal town of about 2,000 people, where reports of damaged buildings and flooding has been reported. That is one part of Russia which is severely impacted with the high waves that have resulted because of the tsunami. But similar high waves of different intensities are also expected to hit different parts of the Pacific region. And as we mentioned, that Americas and Japan have alerted their citizens, particularly about coastal areas. As the day progresses, we'll have to wait and watch the manner in which the tsunami warning plays out. All right. Thank you so much, Shubhendu, for getting us the latest on this. Moving on, tsunami alerts were also issued across much of the Pacific on Wednesday after an 8.8 magnitude earthquake off Russia's far east took place. Well, here are the key facts about tsunamis and the damage they can cause. Well, a tsunami is a shock of water that spreads through the sea, usually triggered by a strong earthquake beneath the ocean floor. The sudden, violent movement of the Earth's crust can thrust up or drive down a section of the seabed, with the rift displacing vast quantities of water that move as waves. Well, tsunamis radiate in all the directions from their source and can cover enormous distances, sometimes at the speed of a jet plane as well. And they are a rare phenomena but can create dangerously powerful currents and cause deadly flooding in coastal areas as well. Large quakes are the main driver of tsunamis, but the phenomenon can also be sparked by other cataclysmic geographic events such as volcanic eruptions and landslides as well. Now further, large storms or a meteoroid falling into the ocean can also lead to a powerful enough tsunami. Tsunamis at their point of generation have a relatively small wave height with peaks far apart. Now as the waves approach the shore, they are compressed by the shelving of the sea floor, reducing the distance between the peaks and vastly increasing the heights. So when they hit the coast, tsunami waves can strike repeatedly over several hours or even days. The first sign of something amiss can be the retreat of the sea, which is followed by the arrival of large waves. The Pacific Ocean is particularly prone to earthquakes and therefore to tsunamis as well, and henceforth the tsunami alerts. And Mexico has also mobilized authorities at all the levels of government to keep its population away from Pacific beaches due to tsunami warning. The Mexican Navy warned that strong currents are expected at port entrances from Baja California in the northwest to Chiapas in the south of Mexico, whereas Peru also issued a tsunami warning and said that the situation will be kept under constant surveillance. Meanwhile, Ecuador also ordered preventive evacuations of beaches, docks and low-lying areas in the Galapagos Islands off its coast late on Tuesday.